Hello, and welcome to my YouTube version of my homily for the 16th Sunday of Ordinary Time. So this Sunday is all about shepherds. We heard that in the first reading as well as the Gospel. So yeah, definitely the theme for today. And our need for good shepherds in life is a need that all of us share. And I mean that. For all of our talk about being self-sufficient and independent and all that good stuff, we reach a moment where we're in a pinch and we need someone to support, encourage, and restore us, in that moment. And that is what a shepherd does. A shepherd protects, guides, and nourishes the flock. And all of us need to be protected, guided, and nurtured and nourished at some point. Clearly, some more than others, but we've all been there. Here's the twist for today. All of you are shepherds in your own way. Because anyone who is validly baptized in any denomination is anointed priest, prophet, and king. Now, you're not a ministerial priest like I am, so you can't consecrate bread and wine into the body and blood of Jesus just because you're baptized. There's way more to it than that. However, we all share in what is called the common priesthood. We all share a common responsibility to be holy and make the world a holier, better place. In just the same way, we all share the same common prophetdom, if that's the word for it, as well as a common kingship. And yes, this means that men and women are both equally kings in this context. So somewhere in that mix of priest, prophet, and king is the role of shepherd, which you inherited at your baptism. So the only real question is, who do you shepherd and how? So let's get the obvious one out of the way right off the bat. Parents, you are definitely the shepherds of your children. Never doubt yourself in that way. No one knows your children better than you do. That makes you their number one shepherds. Okay? You are larger than life in their eyes. So never doubt that role. Never doubt yourself in that way. You are shepherds to your children. Now, I like to save a personal anecdote of some sort for the end of the homily. We're going to get it done now before I slightly change topics. So I just want to reinforce this idea that no one knows a person better than their parents. And this is 100% a true story. So when I was in seminary, I had a bad day. I don't remember what year it was, but it was definitely a Wednesday. That's vital to the story because in our seminary of St. Francis de Sales in Milwaukee, Wednesdays were the long days. We just did more on Wednesdays. And on this particular Wednesday, I had a rough morning. Some of the guys, kind of picked on me and hurt my feelings. I felt bullied. And I'm sure most of you know, even if it's 5 minutes at breakfast, that sort of thing has the power to ruin your whole day. So that happened, and I just felt junky. I didn't do very well in maybe a couple of classes, and I just ran out of gas really early, and I just dragged through the day. So the whole thing's over, and I crawl to my room. It's like 8:45. It's the first free minute I've had for the entire day. I want nothing but to brew a cup of tea, play my video game for 45 minutes or so, and go to bed at a reasonable hour. That was all I wanted to do. So I get there, I open up a tea bag, I flick on the electric kettle, I turn on the PlayStation, and the phone rings. And Talking on the phone is the very last thing I want to do. And it's my mom. Like, I don't want to talk to my mom. I'll call her tomorrow. No, got to be a good person. Hey, Mom. Then she goes, hi, Justin, how are you doing? Like, I'm fine, Mom. Like, how are you? And she goes, well, no, it's everything's fine here, Justin. It's just, I was thinking about you all day, and I just couldn't shake a certain feeling. Justin, did you have a bad day today? And I try to deny it for a second. I'm like, no, I had a bad day. The guys were picking on me, and I just had a big old cry, to my mom over the phone. I'm sure many of you have had those kinds of phone calls, and it was a good phone call. It was a very good phone call. In hindsight, I probably needed that more than a video game. And for you skeptics out there listening, just for the record, I didn't post anything on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. I didn't tell anyone I was having a bad day, let alone anybody who would have talked to my mom after that. So my mom had no idea that this was going on in my life. And my mom doesn't call me every Wednesday asking if I had a bad day. This is in no way part of her weekly routine. It was a once in a lifetime moment for either of us. She just felt it. She had to make the call. And I share this anecdote. It's a mom superpower. I don't understand it. I clearly don't have one of those, but it's real. And it's proof enough to me. Nobody knows you better than your parents. Obviously, I'm not counting Jesus Christ. He knows me better than my mom, but only by a little bit, okay? So, parents, definitely shepherds, no question about that. What about the rest of you? What about those of you who don't have children? Well, there are many other ways to be a shepherd in life. If you are a teacher, a law enforcement officer, a mentor or a youth leader of some sort, like all of those things are shepherding roles in life. That's great. That's great. And finally, what about the rest of you? What about those of you who are thinking to yourself, Father Justin, I am an unmarried, childless, self-employed CPA introvert. I don't like to leave the house if I don't have to. Who do I shepherd? Or maybe a little more realistically, Father Justin, I'm 80 and I'm disabled. I can barely take care of myself on a good day, let alone take care of somebody else. Who do I shepherd? So for people thinking things like that, first of all, the honest answer is, I don't know, but good chance that you are shepherding someone. Even if it's as simple as offering a shoulder to cry on with an open ear, you are a shepherd in that moment because people need that. People need to feel understood, cared for, and loved, especially when the weight of the world is a little too much for them to bear on their own. If you can lighten that load, even for a little while, you are acting in persona Christi, in the person of Christ. Imagine Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd, taking that lost little lamb and putting him on his shoulders to walk him back to the flock. All disciples of Christ have inherited this role of shepherd by virtue of their baptism. So believe that. Believe in yourself. And be a source of goodness for another, as only you can.